Happy Friday, everybody. It's kind of weird anymore about talking about Friday, right? Because so many people are working from home and whatnot, and things are so different than what they used to be. So, but it's still Happy Friday, and we're at the end of the work week, and it's a beautiful day. I worked outside all day yesterday, and so one of my sanity points during COVID-19 has been my BSF group. And for those of you who don't know what BSF means, it is Bible Study Fellowship. And we Zoom every Wednesday morning. And this last Wednesday, we jumped from Acts to James. And James, who was the brother of Jesus, the half-brother, writes in a very kind of in-your-face way. Those of y'all that have studied the Bible know exactly what I'm talking about. Because the big difference between him and Paul was that James was speaking to the Jews. Paul was more directed to the Gentiles. But as many of us know, James talks about consider trials as a blessing and perseverance and as growth as Christians. And aren't we in a trial right now? I mean, life is kind of happening around us, and none of us have really had control over what's happening in the world right now, and all of us have been affected, some more than others, and some people have lost jobs. Other people are going crazy. I have a client that I spoke to yesterday. She's going crazy because she's one of those mortgage writer people, and now that the interest rates are down to 0%, everybody's refinancing. So she's working like 14-hour days trying to fulfill everything that she needs to do. And then, of course, we have the frontline people that are actually nurses and, cops and those kind of people, especially the nurses being worked extra hard. And then my sister is a flight attendant, and she has 28 years with Southwest, and so she will not lose her job. But she is still working every week, but it's just, like the Twilight Zone, on the planes that are not even half full. So anyway, it's just a really strange time. And anybody who knows me that well knows that. And one thing that I think everybody's dealing with, and I can tell just by talking to people and seeing it on social media, is the battle of food at home and maybe eating too much. And then other people have shared with me that actually this has been really good for their health because they're exercising more, they're getting out, and they're really focused on what they need to do. But they have a plan, so they're really focused on what they need to do. So anyway, those of y'all that know me at all know that I have had a lifetime struggle with my health. And I was always been looking for something that would work, and what should I do? And after 29 years in education, in 2018 I retired from the state of Texas and teaching, and I never would have done that had my son not been a senior at a different high school. And I felt like I was being pulled, from one high school. I was supposed to go and work their football games, and with kids that I knew, maybe some, had about 600 in my alphabet at the Woodlands High School, and not being able to see my own son, and it just didn't make any sense. So anyway, I say I retired, but after 29 years, I still work a lot. I have a home business and I work a lot, but I do love the freedom that I have. So why 30 days? Why is 30 days so important? Because I think that after I got on this plan for 30 days, I realized, wow, I was so blown away. I lost 45 pounds in 6 months, less than 6 months, actually about 5.5 months. And after those 30 days, I would say I had lost about, 14, 16 pounds, and I was below 2 plateaus that I had not been able to shake off for years as an adult, 4 years. I mean, even prior to our son's birth. So it was huge for me. And so what separates us from everybody else, and I know everybody has their own health struggles, right? I mean, some people maybe need to bulk up and gain some weight. Other people just need to kind of tidy up some. Some people need to lose 100 pounds. Some people just want to lose 10 pounds. Everybody is so different. But what makes us different is that we are focused as much on, we're actually a little bit more focused on the head game, the mind game that we have. And we actually have 4 components. One is having a health coach, somebody to walk with you through things and to help you daily if needed, especially the first week, because the first week of anything is always probably the hardest, or as you get closer to your goal weight, that always can get hard too. And the second thing is just having a community of like-minded people, which I love, just like my BSF group. I love having them around every Wednesday. I love having my coaching community and my clients and my friends that are plugged in. And, we have a couple of different pages on Facebook. One is for people who just want to be healthy. They don't necessarily want to be a part of our program, but they just want to be healthy. They want to be encouraged. They want to, they want to celebrate some other people's victories, but they also want to celebrate their own. They want to have access to some recipes and some helpful tips. We have that. And then we also have a page for those that are clients that maybe need something a little bit more specific. But that's part of a community. And right now it's a big community because, with social distancing, we can't necessarily get together in person like we were doing before. And the other thing is that we have that separates us is our habits of health system. And so, like I said, a lot of us know about the mechanics. I have a degree in kinesiology. I got my degree in 1989. And kinesiology, for those of y'all that don't know, is the movement of the body, of the human body. And it's basically a pre-med major. So like when we were in anatomy and physiology classes, there were pre-med people in there that we were competing against with the grades. Yeah, we really celebrated when one of our PE majors made the highest grade in the anatomy class at University of Texas, because it was a cold class, which means a cold class means it's the fail class. How are we going to get you out of the program? So anyway, that was a huge celebration for us. But everybody knows I had that mechanics knowledge of what I needed to do, yet it didn't seem to work. And so I knew what I needed to do, but I needed something that was easier. And at one point, many years ago, my husband and I, we went to a doctor in the Woodlands, and it wasn't about pills or anything. I know about those doctors. This was a different doctor who was more about organic foods and, eliminating a lot of the preservatives and stuff. And it was good. It was awesome. And in 6 weeks, we felt much better, and we had lost weight, and we, thought it was a really good program. But after 6 weeks, I was tired of schlepping food around because I was having to cook nonstop. And my husband may grill here and there, but he really wasn't that big of a help. And I just remember telling him at one point, and I think this was around 2013, I said, it doesn't matter if I didn't work all day. I don't want to be in the kitchen this much. And that was the end. And we just gained all that weight back, and it was depressing. But anyway, so this plan now, I have been at my healthy weight for almost 3 years. And I think the huge difference, besides having a health coach and besides having a community, is we really work on the head game. So, because everybody is different. And so it's so important to work on that head game. What are our triggers to eat? Why are we doing what we're doing? And is it worth it? Are we focused on why we want to be healthy? Now, in the world we live in today, could health be any more important than it is? Did you know now that the New York Times is coming out saying that if you're under 60, the leading indicator that you will probably have to be put in ICU if you were to get corona is being obese, which is a BMI of over 30 and over. So, and 42% of Americans fit that criteria. That's one of the reasons we're hit so hard. So many of us are much bigger than the Europeans and bigger than what is healthier. And there are many reasons for that, but obesity can lead to so many health problems. As far as your breathing, as far as inflammation, it really reduces your immune system and it compromises it. So So anyway, this cool book goes through, and I don't know how much you can see here because it's kind of bright and I can't see what you can see. But anyway, I've gone through, and I still need to fill out more of it actually. But it is so cool to go through this. And like I said, sometimes I've taken this on the plane and I didn't have one of the other books that I needed with it, so I couldn't like do everything. But it's all about creating optimal well-being. And it's not about your physical health, although that's important, right? But it's so much about your mental health. What about your health of your brain? What about the health of your mind? What about the health of your emotions? How am I responding to the COVID-19? You know, am I just going crazy with, you know, on social media and doing a lot of political stuff? Or, you know, how am I going to respond to that? How, as a Christian, even more important, how am I responding to that? Because people are watching us, and we certainly don't want to take away from ministry in the way that we respond in a time like this. So another big reason about 30 days is right now, in response to people being concerned about their health, but also at the same time being very concerned about finances, that there's $100 off, $100 off. So pretty cool. We've never seen it before. So, you know, in the past, if anybody was to receive anything like that, a discount like that, it usually came from the health coach who was trying to help somebody get on plan that they knew really wanted to and just try it out for 30 days. But now our company has stepped up and said, no, you know, we know that this is a real need here and that people are concerned, but they're concerned on many different fronts. And so we're going to help out with that. So really, really cool. So it goes back to, what are we afraid of as far as our health? What do we want to do? What do we want to accomplish? How long is the COVID-19 going to go on? Today, Mike and I should have been flying back from the Bahamas. We had a trip to the Bahamas planned, and we were really, really excited about it. I had booked reward points on his city credit card for first class. That's so awesome. But yeah, you know what happened. It's been postponed till November, and even then, we don't know. And then on May 21st, we were supposed to fly out to Paris so that we could go to Normandy, because that's Mike's dream. He's never gotten to go to Normandy, and he's always wanted to go. And I said, well, you know, we just need to go. Well, you know, I said that in December, January, you know, when COVID-19 was like a blip on the screen. Like, who would have even thought? So, you know, I'm gonna have to call and get those points back too. That's with Delta. So it's kind of a bummer, you know, but what I've decided is turning inward and really focusing on me during this time, and responding to the situation with grace and with kindness towards others is probably the best use of my time. And a few cleaning out of the closets too, because that's important as well. So happy Friday, everybody, and have a great weekend. And I don't know if your weekend looks any different than your regular week, but hopefully you'll do a worship service online with somebody, and hopefully you'll reach out to somebody about your health. If it's not me, that's fine. That's what I love about being a health coach. I can cheer anybody on. You don't have to be doing what I'm doing. I don't know if I can give you much help if you're not doing our system, but I can certainly cheer you on. So take care, have a great weekend, and I've got to go try to venture out to Walmart. Check you later. Bye.